At 2:10 a.m., my phone buzzed. My dad texted, "We sold your car, you don't deserve it. You're 25, still on night shifts, grow the hell up. You're an embarrassment to this family." Followed by, "We used your name to take out a credit card for your sister's wedding. $27,500 limit already maxed. Don't ruin her future like you ruined yours." I just smiled, drove home, and left a small black envelope in the mailbox. Just a flash drive inside, labeled "Play Me Loud." This morning they did. Now my parents won't stop screaming. Tell them we're sorry. Tell them to come home. Tell them to answer. Please God, someone make him answer. They have no idea this was just the trailer. The real show hasn't even started, and they haven't even seen what I'm saving for Christmas. Hey everyone. Before we dive in, I have a quick favor to ask. If you enjoy content like this, please hit the subscribe button. It's free, supports the channel, and ensures you never miss out on amazing videos. Alright, let's get started. So this is gonna sound fake, but I swear on my left sock drawer it's not. I honestly don't care who believes me, just need to dump this because my hands are still shaky and I'm half running on Spite and Red Bull and whatever's left of my patience. Anyway, so it's like 2:10 a.m. and I'm at home. Yeah, I know I should be sleeping, but my schedule's just permanently wrecked at this point. I just kind of end up scrolling and trying not to think about how I'm 25 and still living in a shoebox eating cold noodles. Haven't talked to my parents in a couple weeks, not since the last time they called me over to help Lucy with her wedding stuff and then just ignored me the whole time. So my phone buzzes. Right at first, I just ignore it because who TF even texts at 2 a.m. unless it's someone drunk or a scam. But then I see it's my dad, and he never texts unless it's something bad. I open it, and I swear I wish I was making this up. It just says something like, "We sold your car, you don't deserve it. You're 25, still on night shifts, grow the hell up. You're an embarrassment to this family." I just kind of stare at it like, IDK, I was waiting for him to say JK or something. But then another text pops up. "We used your name to take out a credit card for your sister's wedding. $27,500 limit already maxed. Don't ruin her future like you ruined yours." I actually laughed. Not because it's funny, but because it's so on brand for them, it's almost a parody at this point. For context, my parents, Phyllis and Jack, have always had this thing where Lucy can do no wrong, and I'm just the backup plan. If something needs to be done and Lucy's busy, it's, "Oh, Wayne, why don't you do it?" Lucy gets a new phone, I get her old one. Lucy's wedding is this massive event, and I'm just told to show up and not embarrass anyone. Not even acting like they're evil. Just, I'm not the one they wanted. And I know some people will be like, why not just walk away? But honestly, you try going no contact with people who text you every time something breaks or they need to guilt trip you for not being a real man. And yeah, I'm angry, but mostly it's like this weird clarity, like I always knew they didn't actually respect me, but this was just straight up spitting in my face. I'm not even sure how they sold the car, TBH. I left it at their house last weekend because Lucy said she needed the driveway for her wedding committee or whatever, and I was already late for a friend's thing. It was supposed to be safe, but I guess they just decided it was theirs to get rid of. Classic. So now I'm sitting there just kind of picking at the edge of my desk, and I realize they don't think I'll do anything. That's always been the dynamic, right? They push, I take it. They walk all over me, I say nothing. Lucy cries and suddenly I'm the villain for making things awkward. But this time, I just got up, grabbed my backpack, and started digging through my old tech stuff. I found this little black flash drive I got from some promo thing ages ago, plugged it in, wiped it, and started recording a voice memo on my phone. I just started talking, like everything. Not even yelling, just calmly running through every single time they've done this kind of stuff. Like the time they forgot my birthday and just gave me a gift card they found in the junk drawer. Or when Lucy crashed my old bike and they made me apologize to her. Or how they let Lucy take my room as her office when she started planning the wedding and told me to sleep on the couch because you're barely home anyway. I just kept going, listing every time they made it clear I was just the afterthought. Then I said, "This isn't a threat. It's a promise. You want to play games? I'm not your pawn anymore. You think you can just take what you want and I'll just eat it? Nah, you're going to remember this." And I ended it there. Copied the file to the flash drive, labeled it "Play Me Loud," put it in a plain little black envelope I found in my junk drawer. Honestly, kind of satisfying writing their address on it. No note. Nothing. Just the drive. I drove over there at like 3:30 a.m., which is a whole other thing because I had to use the rideshare app. Car's gone, remember? And the driver looked at me like I was about to rob the place. Just left the envelope in their mailbox, walked back down the street, and waited until the driver looped back around. Seriously, it's a small neighborhood. Everyone's nosy as hell. The whole time I'm just running through all the stuff they've pulled. But now it's like, I'm not sad, just pissed. Like genuinely ready to see what happens when they don't get to control the narrative. Next morning I'm back at my place and my phone just starts blowing up. Missed calls, messages from my parents, Lucy, even random relatives. I don't even check half of them, but I see the preview of one from my mom. "Tell him we're sorry. Tell him to come home. Tell him to answer. Please God, someone make him answer." The caps lock is on, so I know she's panicking. Then I get a text from Lucy. It's all just, what did you do? Why are mom and dad freaking out? You're ruining everything. I need you to fix this. I just leave it on read. So now they're calling everyone, neighbors included. I guess my mom went outside screaming, which TBH checks out. And I'm just sitting here with my phone face down, eating leftover pizza and trying to decide if I even care what happens to the wedding now. The wildest part is, this is just the trailer. They have no idea what's actually coming. I'm not done. Farter, I've got stuff saved for Christmas that'll make them wish they never even heard my name. Yingle. It feels kinda good to finally be the one holding the cards. Everyone always says I'm too passive, too nice, too whatever. Not this time. They wanted to make me the villain? Fine. Let's see how they like it. If you made it this far, yeah, I'm mad. But I'm not looking for sympathy. Just wait till you see what happens next. Update 1. Alright, so I didn't think I'd be posting again so soon, but you guys are not ready for the level of meltdown that hit after that flash drive. I thought they'd just yell, maybe block me for a week or something. Nope. It's been like a reality show, but everyone's angry, tired, and doesn't know how to use group texts. So after I posted last time, I just kept my phone on silent for a bit. I figured they'd eventually get bored and move on, or maybe find someone else to blame. I was wrong. First weird thing, my Aunt Sharon texted me. She never texts. She's one of those Facebook-only people who posts Minions memes and prayer requests. She goes, your mom called me at 6 a.m. What's going on? Your dad's not answering anyone and Lucy's crying again. I just leave her on read. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Anyway, I check my family group chat later, and it's chaos. Phyllis is writing in all caps like she's trying to summon a demon. Jack sends a voice note. No chance I'm listening to that. Lucy's dropping guilt bombs about how I've ruined her one special day, and I should fix this because family comes first, and this is unforgivable. Classic Lucy. TBH. I almost felt bad for a second. Almost. But then I remembered the text from Jack about the car and the card, and I got annoyed all over again. So here's where it really got wild. Turns out the wedding vendors started blowing up my parents' phone because the credit card got declined. My uncle Daniel, who's always been a little too nosy for his own good, heard yelling at the house and called my mom to check in. She apparently bit his head off, told him to stay out of it, slammed the phone down. He immediately called my phone and got voicemail. He sent a text like, if this is about money, just say so. I'll talk to Jack. I don't reply. By noon, my old neighbor, Lucy, not my sister, different Lucy, I know it's confusing, texts me like, hey, are you okay? Your mom's been out front yelling at the mail carrier, and then she slammed the door so hard it rattled my window. Lol, I guess the mailbox triggered her. Anyway, she says there's cars parked outside and people coming and going, so apparently the house has become the family drama headquarters. The group chat is now all relatives arguing. Sharon's asking, where did the wedding money go? And Daniel's saying Jack needs to talk to his son. Phyllis is just posting those angry face emojis over and over. I mute the chat. Lucy, my sister, starts blowing up my phone with these guilt trip paragraphs. It's all, you're ruining my life. I can't believe you did this. I'm so embarrassed. My friends are asking why the cake place is saying we haven't paid. You have to call Dad and fix this or I'll never forgive you. She throws in something about me always being jealous because she did things the right way. And like, yeah, I get why she's mad. She's been told her whole life that if she wants something bad enough, someone, usually me, will make it happen. I guess when you grow up with everyone covering for you, you start thinking you're entitled to it. But also, I'm not her emotional punching bag anymore. So I screenshot the texts, send them to my cousin Chris. He's the only one in the family who kind of gets it. He's always been on the edge of it. And he just replies with a meme of the puppet monkey looking side to side. Classic Chris. Then I get a DM on Insta from this girl who used to be in Lucy's friend group. She's like, is it true your parents maxed a credit card in your name? Lucy's been blaming you for the wedding falling apart and saying you sabotaged everything. I don't respond, but I start to realize Lucy's spinning this to everyone she knows. I guess that's her defense. If she screams loud enough, maybe nobody will notice she's standing on a pile of my stuff. Meanwhile, my mom starts texting me these long apology paragraphs, but they're not really apologies. It's like, we're sorry you feel that way, and we only wanted to help Lucy have a nice day, and you know you're not good with money anyway. At one point, she tries to get me to come over by saying Grandma's worried about you. Low blow, but not surprising. I ignore her. I'm not letting them run the same play again. Every time I show up, they just want to talk me down and make it my fault. By the next day, my dad finally tries calling me, and when I don't pick up, he leaves this voicemail where he's half yelling, half trying to sound reasonable like, we did what we had to do, you weren't using the car, you don't need that much credit, Lucy's wedding is more important, you'll understand when you're older or when you finally grow up. He hangs up without saying bye. I send the voicemail to Chris. He just replies, damn, and then nothing else. Classic. Now here's where I start pushing back. I message my Uncle Daniel and just say, you should ask Jack what happened to the money. No details, just that. 2 hours later, Daniel calls my mom, and apparently it gets heated enough that my mom hangs up and throws something at the wall. Lucy texts me later about how mom's lost it. Thanks a lot. The family group chat is now full of people asking questions, half of them blaming me, half blaming Jack and Phyllis. I start seeing posts from my extended family on Facebook. All these vague, some people don't appreciate what they have, and family will let you down statuses. It's kind of hilarious, honestly, because none of them even know how deep this goes. The best part is, since the credit card's maxed out, the wedding vendors are getting nervous. One of them apparently called Lucy's fiance's parents, and now there's a whole side drama going on. Lucy's fiance is texting me in all caps about how could I do this? I'm ruining Lucy's life. I should be a man and fix it. I mute him. At one point, Lucy comes to my apartment. I didn't even know she knew where I lived. She's banging on my door, yelling through the hallway, saying I need to come out and talk. I open the door and she tries to shove past me. I push back, keep her in the hall. She's crying, mascara everywhere, going off about how I'm selfish and always have been, how all she wanted was one nice thing and now everyone's laughing at her. I tell her, you made your bed, you lie in it. She slaps me. I shut the door in her face. She stands there for like a full minute, then stomps off. After that, I start getting calls from random numbers. Probably my parents using other people's phones. I block them all. The next day, I get a text from my cousin Chris. Family dinner is canceled, lol. At this point, my parents are basically in social exile. They're asking questions, neighbors are gossiping, everyone's speculating about the family drama. I get a text from my Aunt Sharon saying, Grandma wants to know if you're okay. She's worried about you. I just text back, I'm fine, and leave it at that. I know some people are going to say I'm being harsh, but after years of this BS, I'm not feeling charitable. They never respected my boundaries, never treated me like an actual person, just a backup plan for their golden child. Now they're finally getting a taste of what it's like when I stop playing along. The wild part is nobody even knows what I'm saving for Christmas. That's when the real show starts. So yeah, the meltdown is still happening. I'm just chilling, watching the group chat eat itself, eating takeout, and making plans. I'm not done. Not even close. If you think this was messy, just wait. Update 2. So I thought after Lucy stormed out of my apartment and Phyllis started her Concerned Mother campaign, things would maybe chill for a second. Nope, not even close. If anything, it's like every day somebody finds a new way to make this more chaotic. First thing I notice is my parents have switched tactics. Suddenly it's all, let's be reasonable. Text from Jack like he's the bigger man. He leaves these short voicemails now, not yelling, just saying stuff about, let's work this out and don't do anything drastic. LOL, little late for that. Meanwhile, Lucy's going nuclear on socials. I keep getting tagged in old pics with weird captions like she's trying to rewrite the story for everyone who will listen. All her friends are commenting stuff like, OMG, can't believe people can be so selfish, and sending prayers. You deserve better. Classic move, honestly. She's always been good at making herself the center of the universe. I'm not even mad about it, it's just funny at this point. She blocked me everywhere except for one random chat app I never mute, so I just mute it. Chris, my cousin, sends me screenshots now and then, mostly for laughs. He's not really taking sides, but he gets a kick out of watching people lose it. But here's where it gets interesting. I remembered something from back when I still lived at home. Jack always kept this stash of emergency cash hidden in the old toolbox in the garage, all for a rainy day. Never told Phyllis where it was, acted like it was some big secret. Guess who's been using that to quietly pay off wedding deposits behind everyone's back? Yeah. I found out because I still have the garage door code, never changed it, LOL, and went over there when nobody was home. Didn't take anything, just checked if the stash was still there. It wasn't. So I start poking around and find an envelope in a junk drawer that's got withdrawal receipts. Guess who's been dipping into the rainy day for months? So I send an anonymous tip to Daniel, my uncle. Just like, you should ask Jack about the wedding money and the cash. Not signed. Just left it in his mailbox. Daniel's always suspected Jack was hiding stuff, so naturally he goes straight to Phyllis. Suddenly, family's arguing about who's paying for what, who lied to who, and now the two of them are barely talking. I hear this from Chris, because now Daniel's calling him nonstop to vent. Next thing, vendors start threatening to cancel contracts. I get a text from Lucy's fiance's mom, don't ask how she got my number, saying basically, you need to do something, this is your fault, we're very disappointed. I just block her. The wedding group chat, which I forgot I was in, honestly, is now just Lucy begging people for money or understanding. I leave the group. Chris says Lucy tried to start a GoFundMe, but nobody donated. Then the real blow lands. One of the vendors posts a vague comment on their business page about unreliable families and broken promises. Phyllis loses it. She calls me, leaves a voicemail, literally sobbing and saying, I need to fix this now or there will be consequences. I don't respond. Jack tries a different angle. He shows up at my apartment, knocks on the door like he's just there to chat. I open it a crack. He tries to push past me. I block the door with my foot. He's muttering about how I owe it to the family, that I'm selfish, that I'd be nowhere without them. I tell him to leave. He gets mad, shoves the door. I slam it back. He stands there yelling for a bit, then stomps off. After that, I get a text from Phyllis. You're tearing this family apart. You'll regret this. We're your parents. You can't just do this to us. She's always been good at turning everything into a guilt trip, but I'm not 12 anymore. I just delete it. The fallout's getting bigger than I expected. People are picking sides now. Sharon, my aunt, is calling for a family meeting, and half the cousins are refusing to show up. Lucy's now DMing anyone who ever met me, telling them I'm unstable, that I need help. Whatever. Let her talk. Then I get a DM from a guy who used to work with Jack, asking what's going on, saying Jack's been acting weird, snapping at people. I just say maybe he should focus on his own problems. He leaves me on read. Even Grandma gets dragged in. She calls me, first time in months, just says, I don't know what's happening, but I hope you'll all work it out. I tell her, Grandma, this isn't my mess to clean up. She sighs and hangs up. I feel kind of bad about that one, not going to lie. By this point, Lucy's wedding is basically dead in the water. Nobody's paying vendors, half the guests are backing out, and Lucy's fiancé is suddenly taking time to think. I hear from Chris that he and his parents are demanding receipts from mine. I guess they're worried about all the money they dropped for nothing. Phyllis and Jack try to get me to meet up in person. I refuse. They send Chris to talk to me, like he's supposed to be the peacekeeper. He shows up with coffee, sits on my couch, and just goes, I don't even know whose side I'm on, man. I tell him, you don't have to pick sides, just don't get in the way. He nods, drinks his coffee, and leaves. No drama. Just tired. The last thing to drop is Lucy showing up again. This time, she's not even pretending. She's screaming in the hallway, demanding I fix this. She swings at me, like full-on tries to hit me in the chest. I block her arm, push her back. She's sobbing, calls me a monster, says she wishes I was never born. I say nothing, close the door. She stands out there for a while, then leaves. At this point, I'm just watching it all burn from the sideline. Phyllis and Jack are losing their friends, relatives are pissed, Lucy's about to lose her wedding and maybe her fiancé. They're all blaming me. But I'm not losing sleep over it, they played themselves. It's actually wild how fast people turn when they don't get what they want. I'm just keeping my head down, eating cheap takeout, and waiting for everyone to run out of steam. Except, like I said before, I'm not done. I've got something big for Christmas, and it's going to make all of this look like a warm-up. So yeah, I guess you could say the screws are officially turning. Stay tuned. Final update. So I guess this is it, huh? Christmas rolled up, and honestly, the lead-up was so weird. Like everyone was pretending none of the last few months happened. Phyllis texted me a week before asking if I was coming home for the holidays, like we're some regular sitcom family. Jack's been radio silent, which is honestly a blessing. Lucy's posted a bunch of throwback family photos on her socials, all those old Christmas mornings where I'm half out of frame holding some regifted sweater. Not going to lie, I almost bailed on the whole thing. But nah, I said I'd make Christmas count, and I'm not about to bluff. So I show up. I figured if I skipped, they'd just use that as more ammo. Plus, I needed to see their faces. The house looks exactly the same, except the lights are a little sadder and the driveway's empty. R.I.P. my car. I walk in and nobody's even looking at me at first. Just kind of awkward mumbling. Phyllis tries to give me a hug. I step back and nudge her arm away. She does that thing where she pretends not to notice. Jack's at the table scrolling on his phone like he's bored. Lucy's in the kitchen helping with food, but mostly just complaining she can't find the good plates. She probably broke them in jail. I sit down, and it's just tense. Nobody talks about the wedding or the money or the car. It's all small talk, like Grandma's bunion, how the neighbor's dog barks too much. For a second I wonder if they're actually going to get through the whole day without a blow-up. But nah, I know these people too well. After dinner, cardboard turkey, lumpy potatoes, nobody talking. I pull out my bag. Phyllis asks if I brought gifts. I say nothing, just hand her a box. She opens it and there's another little black envelope. Same style as before. Lucy rolls her eyes. Jack just sighs. I tell them, this is for everyone, so maybe don't open it in the kitchen. They all shuffle into the living room, Grandma included. Inside the envelope is a flash drive labeled Play Me Loud. Phyllis looks at it like it's a snake, but Lucy grabs it and plugs it into the TV. There's a second where I almost regret this, but then I see Jack's face and remember every time he called me a disappointment. The drive starts with a slideshow, not even a fancy one. Just a string of screenshots. Texts from Jack, voicemails from Phyllis, all those little moments where they spelled out exactly how little I mattered. The bit where Jack says, you're not using the car, you don't need it. Lucy's day is more important. Phyllis crying about how I should fix this because it's my fault. Lucy texting me that I ruined her life, that I was always jealous. Even some old group chat messages where they made plans and forgot to invite me, then blamed me for not showing up. Then it switches to audio. I clip together a bunch of the worst stuff. Jack ranting about me being lazy. Phyllis whispering to a friend that Wayne just doesn't have what Lucy has. He never did. Lucy bragging to her friends that she could get anything she wanted if she just asked Mom and Dad. Even that time at Thanksgiving when Phyllis literally told Grandma not to bring up my job because it makes Lucy uncomfortable. Nobody says anything. Jack is just staring at the floor. Phyllis is clutching her mug like she's about to crush it. Lucy's face is bright red. Grandma's blinking a lot. Then it cuts to me, just my voice, saying, this is how you treat people when you think nobody's watching. This is what family looks like when you only care about one person. You wanted me to disappear, but I'm done being quiet. Merry Christmas. The room's dead silent. Jack mutters something about airing dirty laundry. Phyllis finally snaps and says, I'm cruel for ruining the holiday. Lucy tries to shove past me on the way to the hallway. I block her. She slaps my arm. I don't move. She slams the bathroom. Grandma stands up slow and just says, "I can't believe what I just heard." She walks out. Sharon, my aunt, leaves right after her, not even looking at anyone. Jack yells that I don't know what real family means. Storms into the other room. Door slams so hard the pictures rattle. Phyllis sits there just staring at me. Finally, she says, "Why would you do this to us?" I look at her and say, "You did this to yourselves." She starts crying. I stand up, grab my bag, and leave. Outside it's snowing. I just walk to the street, call a ride, don't look back. My phone buzzes nonstop. Texts from Lucy, missed calls from Phyllis. Even Jack tries one last time before I block his number for good. So that's it. Not some big movie ending, nothing tied up neat. They're gonna have to live with what they did. And now everyone else knows too. I'm not their backup plan. I'm not their scapegoat. And I'm definitely not coming back for round 2. If you're reading this and thinking it's too harsh, IDK what to tell you. Some people don't learn unless you turn the volume all the way up. I'm just glad I finally did.